All right. You are live. Let's see.
Oh, my God, we're live.
We are live. Let me go and see if it's on my feed. And there it is. Sweet. Let me find out. I'm live. The circle is there. Okay, great. And I'm going to thank Masterclass.
I need to hide that.
Shout out to Masterclass at Masterclass. I love that Masterclass, man. I'm just eating it up for sponsoring Business Brain this week. Okay, cool. All right. If you're just joining the live, welcome.
Hey, everybody.
I only have my laptop, so I got to go back and find where I was. Where's the window? It's funny how you're so used to having a monster, these big monitors.
Yes.
And then when you're back on your 13-inch, it's like, wait, I got all these, all that stuff.
Do you travel with a larger screen?
At the two places I travel the most.
Yeah,
I have another screen.
You just
there.
have a
I
screen,
just have
of
one
course.
there. I don't
Yes.
have a travel screen because usually it's fine. I'm in a hotel or I'm in whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to switch this to the other side so I don't have to look at it.
I find it so helpful to travel with a screen.
Yeah, I think your use case for sure.
I'm just used to having things spread, and so when I don't, it's like I can't see.
It's not productive nearly.
If I used an iPad larger than an iPad mini, I probably would just use that as my travel screen. Which can work great. But the mini is. I don't know. I gotta decide if the mini is what I want to stay with. But yeah.
So if you had the bigger iPad, you could use that as your second screen, right?
Yeah, I can use the mini as my second screen, but it's not. Yeah, I've done it in a pinch, and it's way better than not having it. But it's
I would agree. Yeah, for sure. That's cool. If you're just joining us, thank you in the live stream. We're going to record 2 episodes. We're a little early this week because I'm traveling and need to get a couple things done. So we're going to record our Wednesday episode as well as our Friday episode, our Friday Eye. Yeah. And we got some interesting topics. So make sure you stick around. Wait all the way through to the end. And we'll tell you how you can win a MacBook. Because we're coming up towards the end of the year.
Oh, that's right. We are.
Quarter, right?
Yeah.
I like this dongle thing, but I don't like how it kind of pulls on my shirt. I think I should have wore the necklace.
I was going to say, doesn't it come with like a little necklace thing?
But of course, I left that in California. So,
what if you put it in the middle so that it's like not pulling one side or the other?
Maybe I could do it.
You'll just be Shannon V-neck. That's it.
That's right. Yeah.
I need to test the ads because when you run a business, you're constantly learning, right? Perfect. Okay, great.
Awesome. Okay, and make sure what we're talking about today. Oh yeah, that's great. Cool. I could go anytime. That's great. We bumped up over 100 people just getting in here. That's awesome.
Love it.
Thanks for joining us this week. We got 2 episodes coming up for Business Brain. And if you have any questions, comments, use the chat. Hit that live stream link, and then you can chat, and your comments will show up to us. So if you have questions, if we said something wrong, if we got something right, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, 690 and 691, right?
That's what it says. That's what my math
close
says.
to 700 episodes, man.
Crazy, man. It's going to happen next month. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, same. It's I know. I am not predisposed to stopping to celebrate moments like that.
I am.
That's great. It's a good thing. I'm always about, I never really thought about it this way, but it's the system, right? We're just perfecting the system. We're doing it. Okay, we've done it 699 times. Let's hope we don't F it up for the 700th. Let's make it better. Like, I'm always just trying to push forward. But I know that there is that's just a fact. I'm not saying it's my preference or it's the right way. It is good to celebrate these things because, especially with something like this, it's not just about us. It's about all of our listeners. it is important to do that. And let's make that a topic on that episode because I'm bad at it.
I think we should talk about it because it does. I've gotten better at it. Excuse me, celebrating milestones.
Yeah.
Because number one, it helps push me forward because I'm motivated to hit the next one.
Sure. Okay.
And also, I have learned in talking about my mastermind typically every Friday.
Are we gonna? Should we literally restart this conversation and just do this?
Yeah. Let's. Well, no. I think
you want to save that conversation for the 700.
This conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think it'd be good to do because we could do a whole episode on that. We have topics
clearly.
For today, so,
we basically just we got
this is how
halfway
we roll,
through a segment,
folks. Dave and I have been having these conversations for 11 years, and this is just how it goes.
Longer than that, but yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I got to mute so I can clear my throat.
Yeah.
Okay.
You sound. I mean, you do sound, and it's nothing that you could fix easily.
I was up till 2 a.m.
No, you sound like you're in a gymnasium. Like there's the room you're in has so much reflection.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. Sorry.
And I know that mic is great at not capturing. Like the room has got to sound so much bouncier than even what we're hearing. But it's just how it is.
It's a giant barn of a room.
Yeah, and probably mostly untreated and empty, right?
There's some furniture in here, but not much. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right, it's fine. Yep.
Awesome.
I'll just crank up my reverb to match.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
There we go. So we'll be off the charts. Yeah.
Actually, I am going to kill the reverb for this episode. So
cool.
All right.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's make it happen. Here we go. Business Brain, episode 690 for Wednesday, October 8th, National Fluffernutter Day 2025.
Love Fluffernutter.
Same. Oh, I mean, I wasn't sure if you knew about fluff.
Definitely did.
Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take some ideas, we crunch them, we dissect them, we use them to tune our business brains so that we can each keep on living our charmed lives. Speaking of charmed lives, you can learn more every day with our sponsor, masterclass.com/businessbrain. That's where you're going to go to get an additional 15% off any annual membership. So it's definitely something you're going to want to check out. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Here in Durham, New Hampshire on National Fluffernutter Day, I'm Dave Hamilton.
That's a great sandwich.
So you know about fluff. This is interesting to me because
it's
fluff
marshmallow,
comes...
right? Marshmallow.
But it's not marshmallow cream. It's marshmallow fluff. It's its own thing.
Fluff. Yeah, super light and airy and kind of thing. Yeah.
It comes from a company in Massachusetts that makes it. So I grew up in New England. I knew about Fluffernutter. If you don't know, it's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, except without the jelly, you put the fluff in. So peanut butter fluff on bread. And when we moved to Texas, I was like, oh, I got to buy fluff. And it was like, no, you know. And people looked at me like my head was screwed on backwards. Like, what are you talking? Oh, just marshmallow cream? It's like, oh, no. That's going to spill out of a sandwich. That doesn't work.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It sticks. It's sticky.
It's good.
It's very. It is sticky. A flavor explosion. It's like, whoa, it's crazy. But hey, I'm Shannon G, and I'm coming to you from Arizona. I'm in Scottsdale this week for a conference. Yeah, with some folks that I've met on X a couple years ago. It's our second year getting together. After this conference, I'm going to talk about groups and why it's so important to get involved. But we'll give the rundown on that. And,
cool.
It's cool. Happy to be here. Thanks for shifting schedules around, and I'm ready to go. One of the things that I hear a lot is that I'm kind of an oversharer, right?
Same.
That's just my personality.
Yep.
And people often say, well, aren't you worried about you're sharing, giving away all this information and showing everybody how to do these things? That's like your secret, right? That's the thing. Aren't you worried about that? And I read a comment, I think last week or whatever, it was that, I'm going to make sure I'm going to read it correctly here. It's that execution is the moat, not information. And it resonated with me, right? It feels like a T-shirt quote.
Oh, yes. Right? I have lots to say. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it'd be a good topic because I think when you you put it all out there and just share it, it's that same thing, similar like Dave, your concept, like, hey, if you want your idea to be worth $100, write it on a $100 bill, because
it's the same thing.
Yeah, same concept. And just, I think it's worth chatting a bit about why it's important, why you should share, and why you don't have to worry about somebody coming copying your idea. I just don't see it. And I think that execution is the moat. That is it comes to the heart of it.
That's the heart of it. Yeah. When you said it encapsulated what I am trying to communicate every time I say, if you want your idea to be worth $100, write it on a $100 bill. That's a very dismissive and somewhat on brand for me way of communicating it. It's snarky and all those things. But it's deflating, right? For someone who thinks, oh, my idea is fantastic, I'm just going to make $1 million. It's like, well, you might make $1 million, but you have to go make it. It's not just going to come to you. Usually, sometimes, the stars align.
Yeah,
but you can't count on that.
Yeah.
But what I like about this phrase is it's a very positive thing, because it's telling people your execution is the thing that matters. You're starting with the positive, right? Execution is the moat.
That's a good point.
And that's why I like this even better than my, dismissive, write it on a $100 bill. Go away.
I like yours too, but
I know I like mine too, but this is more inspirational, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
In that execution is the moat. Go get it done, and you're going to be fine. And as we're having this, I'm thinking, of all the people who have had great success, almost all of them, I'm sure we can find exceptions to this rule, almost all of them are people who overshare their tricks, if you will, right? I mean, so many people that rise to the top do it because they're coaching all the other people around them and anybody who will listen. They want other people. They know the secret, right?
Yes. And the secret is the execution.
The secret's the execution.
Not the idea that you don't want to talk to anybody about because you're worried they're going to steal it.
Right.
I need you to sign an NDA. It's like, okay, well, I don't.
I remember the first time that we were talking to an investor, and I don't even remember who the we was. Like it was some business idea that we had or that we were doing, and we were talking to an investor, and it was like a venture capital firm.
Okay.
And we had somebody, he was a PR agent that was kind of making introductions or whatever, and he said to me, just don't do the rookie thing and ask them to sign an NDA.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that's weird. Wouldn't I, like, oh my gosh, wouldn't I want? And they're like, he said, no. And I like, it is a rookie thing. So I understand why you're thinking this way. That's why I said this to you. He said, but they don't want to start new businesses. They want to invest in someone else who is either running or starting a new business. That's their business, is finding the not finding the idea. And it was like,
the person who's going to execute, right?
Who's going to execute? Yeah, the idea. Okay, do you have a good idea? Great. More what they're looking for is, are you excited about this idea that you have? Because you're about to take our money and 80 hours a week of your time for the foreseeable future and do it. Exactly. So our money is worthless if you're not going to be excited about the thing that you are building. So it's more about the you than it is the idea. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so true, and your comment like this, don't do the rookie thing. I think that's a very common thought process, is that, that message came from one of the guys that's here with me. Your eggs are getting cold.
Love that.
Yeah. But I think that I think the more you talk about it, the more things are you learn it over time. Is that what separates the success from people that just, everybody has ideas, right? Everybody thinks they have the next great product, the next great business, and this kind of thing. But who gets it done? Who's making the steps every day, the incremental steps? Share your information. It's not there are no secrets, right? I mean,
no.
It's
no.
You just have to, even if you think you have
by sharing, you learn more about what it is you're doing. Like, you get better for yourself. When I share, there is almost always a selfish component to it. It's either that I want the people around me to do better so that I don't have to do the work, or that as I'm sharing, I know that I'm going to, at the worst, reinforce the lesson for myself, right? What we're talking about here, it's essentially a concept that we talk about in different ways all the time. This is a new way for us of talking about it, but that's what's good about it is, we're not keeping this secret.
I have found when sometimes I've been not sharing, or I'm working on a project and I don't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
It's maybe I don't want them to poke holes in the idea or to critique, and because I'm sensitive to it, it's like, well, this is my baby, and I'm super independent and I don't care. I want to keep, doing the things, but I think you need to overshare. You don't have to overshare, but don't worry about sharing your secret, or your secret sauce of what you're doing or how you do it. It's not as important as you think it is. The execution is crucial, and that's what you should be focused on. And just do it. Just make those incremental steps every single day.
Yeah. Well, execution and learning, which reminds me, I want to talk about our sponsor. Because when you run a business, you're constantly learning, right? We all are. Sometimes from experience, of course, tuition, mistakes, and sometimes from people way smarter than we are. And that's one of the things I love about Masterclass, our sponsor. It's where I can learn directly from the best to become my best. I've been diving into Mark Cuban's class on winning big in business, because if there's anybody out there who knows how to think like a shark, I mean, it's him, right? Then there's Sarah Blakely's self-made entrepreneurship class, where she shares the mindset that turned a simple idea into $1 billion brand. And for days where a little push is a good thing, Jocko Willink's leadership and discipline sessions make me want to do push-ups just to prove that I can, but also starting to fill in a weakness that I have in terms of like leadership and management. With over 200 classes across business, leadership, creativity, and more, Masterclass gives me and you the tools to grow your business and your brain. You can watch or listen anywhere, even on the go. There's no excuses. They make it super easy. And with plans starting at just $10 a month, it's probably the best investment you'll make that doesn't involve espresso or Bitcoin. So if you're ready to live your charmed life and level up in everything you do, join the millions that are already learning from the best. And right now, because you're a Business Brain listener, our listeners get an additional 15% off any annual membership at masterclass.com/businessbrain. That's 15% off at masterclass.com/businessbrain. You got to go to the URL, masterclass.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Masterclass for sponsoring this episode.
Shannon, that's a perfect example of action. Every one of those you watch on Masterclass, you'll see it. We did this step and we tweaked it and did it. That's really what it is. It's super valuable.
It's true. Yes, that's right. Talk about the sharing, right? It's exactly what we've been talking about the whole episode.
Yeah, cool.
The other thing that we talk about a lot here on Business Brain is customer service. And I say Absolutely. Every business is in the customer service business. And this week I experienced two forms, very different forms, very surprising forms of customer service from two different companies in the same industry. The first is the U.S. Postal Service, Shannon. I know. So I mentioned in the last episode that I sold some old iPhones on eBay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I shipped them out. There were three of them that I sold on eBay. Two of them, landed fine. Actually, one of them still in transit, but that's okay. So one of them landed fine, no problem. The other one, it said it was out for delivery like a week ago Thursday, and then it said at the end of the day, pending delivery, awaiting delivery. And I'm like, okay, well, things happen. Like, we'll just see what the next day comes. Well, 6 days go by, and it's still in this like limbo thing. And so I reached out to the Postal Service and filed an inquiry. It was
online, or do you have to call?
No, I did it online, and I typed. I was like, "Here's the thing. Here's what was in the box. It was an iPhone 12 Pro or something, whatever."
Did you buy the extra insurance?
I did.
Oh, smart man.
Which I don't know if that made a difference at this point. Obviously, if I had to file a claim, it would. But so I reached out. I immediately got like an email back from them saying, "We've received your ticket," and then like a minute later, an email saying, "Your ticket's in progress. Here's where you can track it. This, that, and the other thing. You should hear from us within 1 to 3 days."
Oh,
okay.
That's pretty good.
Fine. The next day, I got an email from someone, and they gave his name, Jose, at the U.S. Postal Service. "Thank you for contacting us." His email was a little, there was no punctuation in his email. But essentially what he says was that this was delivered to a freight forwarder in Miami who was then going to ship it internationally.
Yes.
Right? And they received it on the U.S. Postal Service delivered it to the freight forwarder on September 29th.
But that didn't show in the tracking?
Right. But the next thing he said was, "I will be updating our tracking system to show a delivered scan. I hope that helps you." And
that's what you need, right?
I got the email almost the moment it came in and checked the tracking, and it wasn't there. 5 minutes later, I checked the tracking, and it was there. And that's all you need, because that's what eBay looks for to release funds. Yeah. And the funds have been released. That's it. So
that's pretty cool.
I was shocked. I mean, this is the U.S. Postal Service. Like, they don't really have a reputation for being timely with anything, including customer service. So I was really impressed.
Cool. That's really good. I've had great luck shipping with them in their priority mail stuff. I never did until I was doing certain business. Yeah, we needed a lot, but. That's awesome. I'm super. I'm curious.
It was so nice to just email this monolithic entity and actually get someone quickly to pay attention and resolve it. Like, that's a big deal. Is amazing. Yeah,
that's really good. I love that. Restores my faith in the post office.
100%.
Cool. Yeah, I love it.
And then this other one actually happened first, right after we recorded the episode that we did. I needed to head to an appointment. And of course, I was running late because, we recorded and we did all our things. And I had to make a left turn, and there was a ton of traffic coming, and it was just this thing. And there was a little gap in the traffic, and a UPS truck kind of cut out from a street in front of me and stopped to let the people that were turning out of the street I was going to turn into and mine. And they let like 2 or 3 of us go, and then they went. And the way it worked, even if I were someone behind this UPS truck, I would not have been upset at what they did by letting people come out and do the thing. Like they didn't sit there forever and just let the world go. They let the few people that they kind of interrupted go, and then they went. And that self-awareness of the driver to notice what had transpired. And then also to realize, wait, here I am representing. It's not just me. Yes. Anonymously in my car.
You are UPS.
You are UPS, and in a sense, they kind of were in a position where they could have cut us all off, and they didn't. And it was really impressive. It was like, okay, I don't know if that's simply that person, right? And they hired well, or if there's some training that says, hey, remember, when you're driving, you are UPS, the company, not you, the driver, right? And so it was like, oh, look at this, like UPS, good customer service. Big deal. Atypical customer service, right?
They must teach them that, right? I mean, I would think if you're in a let's say service business and your folks are wearing uniforms out there, HVAC or landscape construction, whatever, I imagine you must have conversations like this, at least maybe I hope, I don't know. I'd love some feedback at businessbrain.show if you run a business like this. Do you meet with your folks and say, listen, when you have this uniform on, when you're wearing that vest or that jacket or driving this truck, especially driving, right? Because people get so angry.
Yes.
So-and-so cut me off and I know I'm going to call that company. And I remember one time driving into work and there was some kind of service business van in front of me and they cut a bunch of people off. And then when the person pulled up to the light to turn and I was behind them, they tossed trash out of the truck.
Oh, that's no good.
And so I was like, you know what? This will be a teaching moment. So I get the phone number and I get into my office and I call and their customer service. I go, hey, I got some feedback for you. And they were like, we'll have somebody call you. We'll have a supervisor call you, whatever.
Sure.
And this guy called me and I said, hey, I'm not complaining, but I'm a business owner. And if somebody was driving my, service van and right out in the middle cut some people off and then tossed garbage or breakfast bag or whatever out into the median, I would want to know about it. And the guy was like, oh, thank you for letting me know. And, I'm like, I'm not going to leave you a nasty review or anything, but you should talk to these guys. And he was like, yeah. He's like, I tell them all the time, you're representing us. Don't do anything that's going to, piss people off because they're looking at you. And that's
you are the company in that, they don't see you, the driver. They just see, whatever, that company's truck.
So I would adjust we say every company's in the customer service, but I would also say every employee is in the customer service department, right?
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter that they're not your customer service department. They're your service folks. They're your salespeople. They're the people that greet somebody when they come into your building or whoever. Every single person that has a touch point with the customer has to have that mindset of this is going to impact. I want to make sure they have a great experience. And I just, just thinking about that, I'm curious again, what you do, listeners that are listening, or the 551 people on the stream. What do you do for your folks? How do you teach them this? Is it a training thing, an SOP? You just have that conversation or you don't say anything and hope it goes okay?
Yeah.
Let us know. Feedback at businessbrain.show or reach out on X, Shannon Jean, or Dave Hamilton. Let us know. We want to share your story.
Yes. Yeah. We can share our stories, but yours are usually better. So feedback at businessbrain.show. Yeah. That's right.
We've been telling our story for 11 years.
That's right. We're going to keep telling it too.
Yeah, we are.
Speaking of, have a great day. Enjoy tomorrow and keep living that charmed life. We'll see you on Friday.
See you Friday.
All right.
Awesome.
7:43.
All right, so if you're on the live stream, thank you. We're in between the episodes here. Dave's gonna do some prep work on that first one, so it can be ready for me to finish it up later. We still manually touch the digital portions of the show to make it ready for everybody to listen to. So it's a craft that we do here. I just saw we use StreamYard, and I just saw their AI, what's it called? It's I can't think of the term. It's the snapshot that's shown on like YouTube before the image, but they have a new AI one where you can do it. So I'm going to play around with that and see how it might work. Because I create those with ChatGPT, or we used to use a very expensive. There's a good story behind it. That's why we're both laughing. We used to use an expensive stock photo place, but
there are not many people or companies about which I would say F that guy, but that story includes one of them. Yes,
that's good.
Yeah.
They picked the wrong time to try to tell you were doing it wrong and you had to pay more.
They told me we were breaking their rules by sharing the account and all that, and it was like, first of all, you told us to do this and we've been doing this for whatever, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, and secondly, it was like November of the year. The first year of ChatGPT and image creation. And it was like, dude.
Bad time to...
I was like, I buy annually. I paid my $1,800 in July.
Yeah.
I have already canceled my auto payments. So this is not the best way to sell me on a renewal. No. And, they were like, well, you're still doing it wrong. I'm like, when? When was the last time I logged in? Take a look at that. I have no idea what data you're looking at. God, it was just it was so karma, much fun. It was so karma. Yes. Yes.
Because it changed. The whole thing changed too, because I used to spend a lot of time searching keywords, doing things to try to find the right image to use, right? That represented the episode. It was a pain in the neck. And then I'd have to try to modify it. And I'm not a graphic artist, Right. So being able to go into ChatGPT and say, here, I want to create this image. Here's the context of the show. And it is amazing.
Oh, I did this wrong.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just being.
I know. Yeah. So if you're listening in the live stream, we're going to record our Friday Eye episode next, and we're going to talk about a couple of interesting topics. Dave is going to talk about ChatGPT tasks, and I'm going to talk about AI in the movies and why I think it's one of the best things ever. Which will get me roasted.
So yeah,
but I'll tell you why. I'll tell you the correlation.
I understand. Yeah.
Make sure you stick around and do that. And that's not a good sign. I'll keep talking.
No, it's fine. I pasted the notes in to 691, not 690 in WordPress. But I caught it. So it's good. And all I got to do is copy paste and I'm done.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm down in Arizona this week at our Content Cowboys. We call it the Cowboy Conclave. It's our second year. Last year we were in Nashville. This year we're in Arizona. About 10 of us
that's awesome, man.
Get together. Yeah, it's cool. We're at a huge Airbnb this year.
Yeah.
And just sharing things. Two of our members have sold their companies in the last year, so there's lots to download and talk about. And, and then there's what's fascinating too is there's a really wide age range. I think the youngest member is like 26.
Wow.
And I'm now the old man in the group. I don't know how that happened, but it just snuck up on me.
Yeah, I used it like in bands that I play in. I always liked to be the youngest guy in the band.
Of course,
right?
I
because
liked it too.
but I'm like, it's because I feel like at the very least the people around me have more experience than me, and there's always things to learn. Doesn't mean that the people that have less experience, I can learn from everyone, obviously. But I always liked being the young guy, and that is not always the case anymore.
No, it's never. It's rarely the case for me anymore. But I will say that, and I just added this to a list of topics to discuss. Yeah. Age is just another wave to ride, and on a future episode, I'm going to break down how that has impacted my life a lot, from being the youngest guy in the room to now being probably the oldest guy. It can be a real benefit. It can be an unfair advantage, both of them. So as you move through, you can identify those advantages and take advantage of them. It'd be cool.
All right. I'm putting that on the list here.
Yeah. I put it on mine too. So it's perfect.
Okay, great.
This is how we do it. This is the sausage, folks. We just start talking and then we come up with ideas and topics that really just interest us. We're here talking about things that we're interested in. Yeah. And, it seems to be working, coming up on our 700th episode, and we're going to keep doing it. So
I'm ready to rock.
I'm ready to.
Unless I've screwed everything up completely, in which case I'm still ready to rock. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, here goes. Business Brain, episode 691 for Casual Friday National Handbag Day, Shannon, 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take your ideas, our ideas, we crunch them, we dissect them, we use them to tune our business brains so that we can each keep on living those charmed lives. Our sponsor for this episode is masterclass.com/businessbrain. That's where you can go to get 15% off any annual membership. And there are some great classes there that you can really level up your game in a lot of different ways. I've been using it. I know Shannon's been using it. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. For now, here on National Handbag Day in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And here, I'm Shannon Jean. I'm down in Scottsdale, Arizona this week, as you can see by the bland background, not in my office. But yeah, glad to be here. Love to talk about Friday. Thrilled that it's National Handbag Day. Amazing. The great thing about handbags.
You had a lot of opportunity and success with handbags.
Yeah, it was an experiment, and I wound up selling about 7,000 handbags, did about almost $4 million in sales.
Love that.
I had no idea how an emotional type of purchase a handbag was.
Oh, right.
It was where I really learned about. I mean, I learned about emotional selling somewhat in the Apple space, right? Because people are super attached to the thing. But the handbag was just so different and so important to women that were buying them.
Yeah.
And it was, I learned it was a confidence builder and this. And I mean, so many lessons, man. It just really changed the way I think about the stuff. So yeah, it's cool. Great day.
Cool.
Great day.
I've been messing around with ChatGPT.
Yes. Tell me about this this tasks thing. I've read about it, but I haven't done anything with it.
It happened accidentally, and now I'm going to start really digging in with it. I mentioned that I was using ChatGPT to help me with my picks for this family football pool that we're in, right?
Yep.
And it's great because I certainly enjoy watching football, but I don't track all the teams and everything. It's just not my interest. I get that it is for other people, but it's not mine. But it very much can be ChatGPT's interest. And so it's been great. But what I've realized is it's like, well, if I ask ChatGPT on Wednesday to pick me winners for the weekend, that's not enough lead time. That's too much lead time, right? You got to look like an hour before the game and see what the injury reports. I think all of these things I never would have thought about, but it told me to think about it. And then it said, "Hey, do you want me to set up tasks where I do this research and then notify you of the results at a certain time?" Because it was like, we could do this. Nice. It asked me, it knows that we have to submit our picks 10 minutes before kickoff, right? That's when the pool locks. Okay, great. So it's like, what if I do this an hour before kickoff for each, set of games that's happening? And then that way, you'll know. And it was like, great. But can you also do it, on Saturday at 3 p.m, just in case I'm not around on Sunday, I could still get whatever the most recent knowledge is. And so now it set up like 8 of these tasks for me where I get an email or a notification in the thing at the time of the executed task.
And it's continuous. It's
Yes.
Oh,
and
really cool.
I said, okay, could you, the email I get is that there are results for this task. You need to go look at them. Okay, great.
Yeah, I see.
But I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, could you just email me the results of the task? It said, no, but I can link with Apple Shortcuts, with Zapier, and with IFT because ChatGPT is like, I have an API that all of those things and more, of course, can talk to. You could write your own engine if you wanted. The ChatGPT could probably write you an engine that talked to its API and all that stuff. Like the possibilities are perhaps not endless, but many. And so it was like, yeah, if you want that, use IFT or Zapier, and I can ping them, or it can ping me, and we're good to go. And I was like, okay, all right, I see. So these tasks,
that's cool.
What a great, like this stuff with ongoing research where it's like, hey, man, I want to know every Monday morning what the gist is in the podcast industry for the week, right? Like, I just look at these places and others, whatever you find, and just tell me what's going on and feed me that information so that I can go make a LinkedIn post that positions me, as a thought leader in the space. But right, and then write me the freaking post based on what's happening. And like literally what I'm saying here, I'm making up on the fly. I haven't created that task yet, but you can. And you can go to ChatGPT and just ask it, what tasks do I have set up here? And it will list all of them, not just like the tasks happen in specific chats, right? So that, you've got your threads of things.
Sure.
But any chat, you can ask it, what tasks do I have set up? And it lists them all.
Dude. Yeah, so I just
just
asked it, give me some examples of what you could do with ChatGPT tasks. And they also call them automations. They can give you morning briefings at 8 a.m., summarize top business news headlines and key market trends. And I'm sure you could say, okay, then create X number of whatever posts that you
all my social posts to make me part of this conversation.
Yep. Like focus reminders, remind me every weekday at 2 p.m. to review my Reseller Mastermind Slack for new questions. Weekly reflections, business newsletter. Every Monday morning, remind me to draft my newsletter. And they're pulling this from my content because this is it's like every look at this. Every first of the month, remind me to send sponsor invoices for Business Brain and the Reseller Mastermind.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool, dude. On the 15th of the month, every Monday, ask me to enter last week's total sales and profits for my. Oh yeah, this is really cool.
I know.
I love this.
It's crazy. Okay. Yeah. And it'll set them up for you. You just, obviously you're right there.
At the end, it's would you like me to create a few ready to run automations? That's really cool. I love this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm gonna dig into this. This is gonna help me a lot.
I'm going to experiment more with it, obviously.
Yeah.
But to me, this now starts to replace my reminders, right? I use effectively Apple's reminders. It's not really, but it's the same kind of thing. Where it's, just here's the task. I don't do the whole charting and all that stuff of it. But a lot of these reminders are, you got to now go do some work. Well, if ChatGPT can start that work for me, my procrastination is fueled by, I'll call it writer's block. It's, but that resistance to starting something.
Yeah, of course.
Right. And I know I'm not alone. So if ChatGPT has already done the work when I get the reminder, well, now that's very different because I'm not starting anything. It's already been started. Now I could look at that and say, that's utter crap. I would write this. And then guess what happens? I'm already in it. I'm good.
Man, this is great. Yeah, it's basically like I asked it how it's tied in with Apple automation. It's like, here's an example. I draft a morning business briefing. I summarize your latest sales spreadsheets, generate social media posts, and it's like, your morning brief, at 7:30 a.m., your automation or the Shortcuts app opens ChatGPT, asks for input, sends texts via a shared sheet or API, gives you the results. It's pretty cool.
I know, man. I know.
Yeah, this is really
This
good.
is where it starts.
What a time to be alive. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, it's great.
This is awesome.
No.
Yeah.
I know. There's so much to do here. And so much to learn.
Yes.
Speaking of learning, I want to talk about our sponsor. Because when you run a business, you're constantly learning, right? We all are. Sometimes from experience, of course, tuition, mistakes, and sometimes from people way smarter than we are. And that's one of the things I love about Masterclass, our sponsor. It's where I can learn directly from the best to become my best. I've been diving into Mark Cuban's class on winning big in business because if there's anybody out there who knows how to think like a shark, I mean, it's him, right? Then there's Sarah Blakely's self-made entrepreneurship class where she shares the mindset that turned a simple idea into a billion-dollar brand. And for days where a little push is a good thing, Jocko Willink's leadership and discipline sessions make me want to do push-ups just to prove that I can, but also starting to fill in a weakness that I have in terms of leadership and management. With over 200 classes across business, leadership, creativity, and more, Masterclass gives me and you the tools to grow your business and your brain. You can watch or listen anywhere, even on the go. There's no excuses. They make it super easy. And with plans starting at just $10 a month, it's probably the best investment you'll make that doesn't involve espresso or Bitcoin. So if you're ready to live your charmed life and level up in everything you do, join the millions that are already learning from the best. And right now, because you're a Business Brain listener, our listeners get an additional 15% off any annual membership at masterclass.com/businessbrain. That's 15% off at masterclass.com/businessbrain. You got to go to the URL, masterclass.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Masterclass for sponsoring this episode. I can't help but think about more of these automations. Like, and I have one that's like personal life, but I want to share it because I know that it'll get all of our wheels turning. What if I tell it, look, I saw this morning that the local wings place has dollar wings on Wednesday nights.
Okay.
And my wife and I like to watch the Bruins, and sometimes it's nice to have wings when we watch the Bruins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So what I want it to do is check on Wednesdays and see, are the Bruins playing tonight? If so, send me a reminder that it's a Wednesday and I could go to the wings place and watch the Bruins. There's
or
like,
what about when you
pulling together multiple factors?
You were talking about like the Rush tour that they announced or whatever. What if
my text messages have been blowing up like crazy because Rush announced a tour? Yeah.
So what if you told it, hey, I want you to keep an eye on it, check and let me know when the first tickets start to go on sale.
Yeah.
Send me an urgent reminder or whatever.
Yeah.
And just kind of, it becomes more of your personal assistant, right? Checking on things, keeping track of stuff for you, checking on availability. It's
every Sunday morning. Send me the latest news about the Rush tour that's compiled from the last week.
Yeah, and it's going to start like next is going to be like, oh, you wanted to make reservations for you? Okay, no problem.
Oh yeah,
and restaurants are going to have an API. You know what I mean?
They already do. Open Table. It exists.
So you'll be able to go in and make it say, hey, I want to go here. Give me some options. Yeah, I think it's going to be amazing.
For the football pool, this is how the way I got to this automating thing was I asked it. I'm like, hey, every time I make these picks, I then have to go and manually transfer them into the Yahoo Sports pool thing that we have. I'm like, can I just give you my login and let you do that? And it was like, no, I can't. But I can set up these tasks. And it was like, aha, wait a minute. This could be it. I like
that's
this.
Sweet. Yeah.
So that's how I found out about them and maybe that's the meta lesson here is just keep asking ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Dream big, right?
Yes. Don't
limit based on what you already know it can do for you. Keep asking it. And if it says no today, fine. But 6 months from now, ask it again. Because the things it's doing today, it wasn't doing 6 months ago. So
yeah. And speaking of that, like I think they just rolled out a new version of their Sora video creator, and I've been reading in the news about AI actors and actresses, and one of the things I read was that there's someone who's created this certain character, I guess, and they say they have agents want to represent these characers. And I guess they'd be representing the person who's programming that. Maybe I don't know how it works. And so everybody in the entertainment industry was in an uproar about this, and the unions were telling if your agency gets in, we're going to pull our client, we're going to tell our clients to boycott you and this kind of thing. And I thought,
that's not the right reaction.
No, this is a horse and buggy moment, right? In my opinion, it would be like the horse and buggy whip or whatever carriage manufacturers telling people if they bought a Ford Model T, we're going to whatever, trying to threaten things. But here's where, it got me thinking about the movie business. And, I think that there have been certain golden ages of movies. I don't think we're in one of those now. I love movies. I don't think that, it's hard, in my opinion, to find a movie that really impacts you. Yeah. One of the things that I think changed, I know changed for me, especially I'm an avid reader. I'm voraciously reading books all the time. Self-publishing, and I don't know who we give credit that to. Amazon maybe made it easier, the first one, and then there's a bunch of apps that help you do it, and one I love called Vellum. Self-publishing blew up the whole book world. These sort of threats and hair on fire comments were all coming from all the legacy book publishers because they were the gatekeepers, right? And I've been told by those gatekeepers that your book's not good enough. We're not going to publish it. Right. Nobody wants to read it. Well, you don't have to do that anymore. And you can often make way more money by self-publishing it than you could.
Look at the music industry.
Yes.
Now, I mean, even pre-AI, right?
Yeah,
I mean, AI is impacting the music industry the same way it's impacting every other creative world. And there's going to be good and bad that comes of that. And that it just is. But even without AI, the music industry went, like, there are so many people that have hugely successful careers that they started on their own in their living room or in their bedroom and a laptop, right?
Yep, exactly.
The playing field has changed,
yes,
for better and for worse.
Yeah,
right?
For worse for folks that have had this. I call them gatekeepers.
Yeah,
I think.
No, I think there was There was something beneficial to having gatekeepers. I'm not saying it was all good, and the trade-off is what we have now is better than what we had then. However,
it's different.
It's different, and the discovery of things was controlled by the gatekeepers and the radio stations.
Correct.
Right? I mean that
for
the
music,
A&R
sure.
the A&R would pick artists. They would pay or cajole radio stations into playing it. Radio stations would actually get some say in that, and together they decided what music we heard, and therefore what music we could choose from to like or not like, and that. Those gatekeepers are gone now. And so there's so much out there that it's difficult to just who's picking what it is that I hear so that I can then choose what I like or not. And it's hard.
I think that's why
the discovery process is a little bit effed right now.
I listened to Jimmy Iovine talking about why Apple bought Beats and their music service.
Yes.
And his comment was, the only reason they bought us was because of what's next. And that means what's next on your list. What is how do we know what you want to hear next?
Yes.
It's all about discovery. And they had a very good discovery engine. And that was one of the big reasons Apple was drawn when they were getting into music, the streaming service, not just selling. So I think you could pick an industry. You're right. It's not that all gatekeepers are bad. Editors are good, right? It helps you.
Curators are good. Yes.
But it like everything else, there's pros and cons. And just like in other industries where, you pick it, news or books or whatever, I think, in my opinion, my crazy optimistic, everything's going to work out and be better. We're going to have this self-publishing version of movies.
Yes.
And content and TV shows. And you're going to be, and people like you and me that know nothing about, but maybe have an idea and the gumption to try it and use AI actors or whatever, or characters, let's call them, maybe some sort of thing. You're going to be able to create, like, look at the stuff with Sora and what's the Google's VO, I think it's called. The stuff that's being created by people now is just insane. It's super good. And
it's crazy.
Now, I'm not an actor. I'm not, of course, someone whose livelihood is threatened or whatever by this. But I would embrace this if I was a creator. I was
just going to say, your livelihood, our livelihoods are threatened by all the new things every freaking day.
Yes.
And the older we get, the easier it is to point and say, well, the way I did it was the right way. And it's
we want to protect
still the right way. Yeah, and we want to protect it. It was, at the time, it was a right way. It might not have been the only, but it worked.
Yep.
And now, unless we work really hard at it, which is part of why we do the show, the neuroplasticity in our brains reduces as we get older. And so we're not as open to learning new things. It's more difficult to learn new things. So it's like, well, the old way was the right way. Well, it was. You're right. But the new way is also going to be the right way.
The right way. Like I can, from just the book standpoint, the authors that I have discovered in certain genres that I like to read or whatever, I mean, it's so broad, and the availability of what's out there is is just like an explosion of content. Yes, a lot of it is trash, but I would argue there's a lot of trash in the movies. It's trash now, so it's just the same, only different. But I'm excited for it.
No,
man.
it's good
I'm
to shake things up
where it goes. Yeah, it is.
It's good, and there will be changes. There will be crummy AI actors. There will probably be some good AI actors. I know in the adult entertainment industry, people have been doing this AI actor thing for a while and making bank
ton of money
on it. Correct.
Yeah.
And the adult entertainment industry,
they're always early.
They're always at the front. Videotapes,
the VHR. Yep, exactly.
The internet, now AI actors. So, yeah, man.
It's very fascinating. So, love to hear your take on it. Are you in that industry, the creative side? Do you think it's threatening, or if it's going to expand your opportunities? I think you know how we think you should think about it. Feedback at businessbrain.show, and go to businessbrain.show/reviews and leave your review, and you'll get entered to win a MacBook. We're coming up. We only got a few months left of the year. The odds are amazing for you to win a MacBook.
They're in your favor, folks.
Yeah, all we want to know is why you think we should have a 5-star review.
That's it.
That's it. Just very simple. Tell us what you think of the show. Share it with everybody. It helps drive people here. Have a great day.
Have a great weekend. Keep living that charmed life. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Amazing. That was great.
Awesome. That's good. Yeah. 712 people. Maybe we should record earlier, more frequently. That's interesting.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be interesting if we could look at a live stream, some data. I don't know if StreamYard does that. That would show us time of day you recorded, length of time, and how many, I'm sure there's a gazillion factors.
I wonder, if YouTube will show that, or will X show us that? I don't know that X really likes the whole live streaming thing. I don't believe any of those numbers.
I'm going to ask you. I believe in. Come on, Dave. It's 712 people. And 712 people did something, right? There's certainly.
I think the passive scroll. But having it scroll by, I believe, is all it takes for X to log that.
It's interesting because, if I go, let me look at it right now. I'm just curious to see.
I'd love to know, what does that number on X mean? You're right. It means something. People were exposed to it. It's an impression. Now, did they actually watch? I don't think so.
Okay.
There's one person on YouTube right now, and I know they are actually watching, because YouTube will go up and down during the show.
That's true. When I look at it, that post this morning, that there's 2 posts, because I did a quote post about it. So the first post is automated that says, "Hey, watch me and Dave Hamilton record this week's episode." That has had 2,400 views. Okay, so not 700 or whatever. The second one, where I did a shout out to Masterclass for sponsoring us this week, has had 1,800 views. So a total of 4,200 views.
All right. Yeah.
So it is different. I don't know what it is, but it is different. If you know, if you're listening to this, let us know. I'm curious. What are those numbers? What are they? I mean, even like on Instagram, they give you great data about, this person watched this for 3 seconds, and then they left. And what did you say right here where everybody left? You can track it, but I would love to have a little more data here. So
I would too. Yeah, I wonder, does it exist in our X account, for the show's X account?
I don't know. It's a good question.
That would be where to look. So
yeah, we'll take a look at this. I'll ask ChatGPT.
There you go.
We'll get some details. But hey, I'm going to end the live stream, speaking of this, and I'm going to go back to my conference, and Dave's going to have the rest of his day. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning. And you'll hear, if you want to hear this show again, Wednesday, the first episode we recorded will be out. And on Friday, our Friday Eye will be out there. Thanks. Take it easy, folks.
Later.
Appreciate you hanging out.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.